For this lesson, we will be learning about graphing grouped frequency distribution. A grouped frequency distribution can be displayed as a histogram like the one used to represent the simple frequency distribution in our previous discussion. In a graph of group distribution, however, the width of each bar extends from the lower limit or the lower real limit to the upper real limit of the class interval that the bar represents. As before, the height of the bar indicates the frequency of the interval. This is only true when all the class intervals have the same width, but because this is the simplest and most common arrangement, we will consider only it in this case. A histogram for a group frequency distribution is one thing that you can see on this particular example table. And this also refers to the scores or the midterm scores in our previous example. And then, if you prefer a frequency polygon, you are only to place a dot at the top of each bar of the histogram at the midpoint of the class interval. So a quick way to calculate the midpoint is to add the upper and the lower apparent limits and divide by 2. And this would also work with the real limits. So place dots on the horizontal axis, and that is to represent zero frequency on either side of the distribution, and that is at the midpoint of the next interval below the lowest and the above the highest. Connecting the polygon to these additional dots on either side closest the polygon, with the horizontal axis serving one of the sides, and thus the frequency polygon encloses a particular amount of area, as you can see in our example. So starting from the midpoint of the lowest score or class interval up until the highest class interval.